The world is weird and gaming can be weirder. I'm Falcon, and today on gameranx, the 10 weirdest gaming stories of February 2018. Number 10, a guy in China lost feeling in his legs and couldn't walk after gaming for 20 hours. He had to be carried out of a net cafe because this was in public. As they carry him away, footage of the man has him clearly saying that he wants to finish the game. Which, let's just go ahead and say this, you know, that whole gaming addiction thing, that is frankly quite annoying because you know it's going to be used in an unfair way. This kind of sounds like probably a legitimate case of that. That would kind of freak me out. I don't know that finishing the game would be my priority, but you know, it is China. I mean, they take it seriously there. Number 9, a gentleman who had the longest standing video game record, a 35-year dragster record in which he recorded a time of 5.51 seconds, was found to have cheated after an exhaustive investigation by Twin Galaxies, who figured out that under quote-unquote standard and normal play conditions, the time was just not possible. So the Guinness Book of World Records was like, alright, we'll get rid of that. Oops, don't cheat, people, especially for stuff like this. We keep records officially to recognize huge achievements in gaming, so the fact that Guinness Book of World Records actually accepts gaming records really shouldn't be undermined by those records being fake. We like the idea of being recognized as a real thing, so keep it real, folks. Number 8, the guy from the reality worst game ever meme posted the photo again 11 years later, and his hair is gone, he's got a beard, either lives in the same place or is visiting his parents, who still have the same microwave, and it just kind of makes you go, oh, that much time has passed, eh? Great. But yeah, it's been a decade. How weird, right? Number 7, a modder is making $6,000 a month for mods they've done adding drugs to The Sims. Now specifically he's released a mod called Basemental, which is sort of the culmination of a bunch of work he's done, which includes, in the interest of keeping this ad-friendly, several drugs. And this gentleman, knowing that he had something that many people will happily get involved with, started a Patreon that is making over $6,000 from donations every month. This guy didn't even have any programming experience. He learned it to do this. Good job, man. That is very entrepreneurial, very unique, very weird. Number 6, Bluehole has released player data for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and it's very interesting to find out that about 99% of the cheating accounts that have been banned from the game come from China. Now keep in mind, a lot of these accounts end up being people who are in fact testing out cheating software that they are creating, which, as you might expect, involves getting a lot of accounts banned. There's also the fact that China is really intense as far as its gaming culture goes. We talked about that guy who lost his ability to walk after playing video games in a cafe for 20 hours straight and wanted to finish his game. When gaming is actually a status thing in your country, you're more likely to have cheaters, and cheaters tend to get banned. A little bit uneven though. Number 5, you know how we keep talking about how China has some pretty intense gaming culture? Well, guess what? They are opening a school for pro gamers. That's right, a school to study video gaming, to become successful in esports and management. The intent is obviously to prepare people to get into esports, and whether that does mean playing the game or managing a team, this shows just how serious China is about esports and video games in general. The real question I have is if this makes it not cool anymore. I don't mean for you and me, I mean for students. Does it start to feel like schoolwork? If you're actually trying for a career, how fun does it stay? That's not to say I have any actual opinion on that, it just makes me curious. It's a weird place gaming is headed. It's encouraging that this could actually be something that's real and actually happening, but I'm still adjusting to esports becoming what esports is becoming. Number 4, a Nintendo Switch helped a man find a tumor that he had in his hand. He was playing Mario Kart and it would cause severe pain in his hand, mainly when the controller vibrated. Long story short, doctors didn't really take it seriously, and then when it grew into a lump, they were like, oh, well, we better remove that. They think it might be just some kind of vascular malformation, not that I know what that means, but apparently it's a small chance that it's cancer. One way or another, you don't really want a painful tumor in your hand, so they took it out. It was really just the shape of the Nintendo Switch and the fact that it vibrated that caused this, which is really interesting. Number 3, there are a number of ways that Metal Gear Survive ended up being a little bit disappointing, although not as bad as it seemed like it was going to be. But apparently, you're not allowed to use it as a dating service. That's right, all the stories that we hear about gamers finding love within a video game ain't gonna happen in Metal Gear Survive because the TOS expressly forbids it. You cannot seek a relationship with another person or do an act that Konami determines is made for the main purpose of causing a relationship, which is just the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. I can't really imagine why on earth Metal Gear Survive of all games would be that, or that Konami would want to do anything from discouraging people from playing a game that isn't the best thing that's ever been made. I can't understand why. And I don't play games for that reason, I don't care, but what? Just what? Number 2, a game studio called Incel Games. There are a number of jokes I could crack about their name, but I'm not going to. Released a game called Wild Buster and threatened their employees' jobs if they don't write positive reviews on Steam. Now, Steam caught wind of this and, well, took the game down. As you know, Steam reviews are tremendously important in the Steam ecosystem. They basically determine whether or not a lot of games ever get played. So I understand why they'd want to do this, but I don't understand how they thought it would work. Maybe it's because they're a bunch of incels. Look, I didn't name their company, so I'm not responsible for that. I mean, that's obviously a huge conflict of interest, and Steam was entirely right to pull the game, but like, don't cheat. Don't try to cheat. It undermines the whole thing. Just dumb. Just absolutely stupid. Why would you do that, Incel Games? And finally, number 1, this is technically weird, but I just love it. A Twitch streamer started accepting Bitcoin donations, and when they got there first, the thank you animation that played was amazing. You know that guy yelling about Bitcoin on stage at some conference? It revolves around that, explosions, missiles, and trap music. It's great. It's wonderful. Thank you for doing this. I don't even care why you did this or what the point was. It doesn't matter to me. It's just so bizarre and fun and weird that it put a huge smile on my face the first time I've seen it, and I've watched it too many times since then. What was your favorite weird story in video gaming this month? Leave us a comment, and if you enjoyed this video, please of course click like. If you're not subscribed now, it would of course be a very good time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day. As always, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at Falcon the Hero, and we'll see you next time right here on gameranx.